I think Modi needs to develop, because he has not been on the national scene. He was mostly stuck in Gujarat. He has very strong likes and dislikes. Farooq Abdullah can forgive. I wonder whether Omar has that in him as yet. I am Muslim. I live in India because this is my nation. He's not going to tell me whether I can live here or I can't live here. I would have slapped him on his face and told him, learn first the history and then speak.
What do you find is the difference between Mr. Vajpayee as Prime Minister and Mr. Modi?
You see, Vajpayee was a much bigger figure. Let's be very frank about it. He had realized, even being an RSS man himself, he had realized that the nation can only survive if we all bind together. That is, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, Zoroastrians, whoever are part of this land. And he worked with 23 parties, not a joke, to work with 23 parties and to really survive and get India forward. And was the first BJP Prime Minister to go to Pakistan and tell Pakistan in Lahore, Nishan-e-Pakistan, to tell them that please remember, India accepts Pakistan as a country and wants to live in peace with you. Even at the end of this, when he suffered the Kargil problem. But he took the initiative, which is what is needed. Because what we need is friendship with all our neighbors. Now look at Nepal. Today we are losing Nepal. Being a Hindu country, hates India. Why? Why is this happening? Whereas SAARC was made to develop close ties so that we could have, like the European Union, a union where commerce and trade and all the other things would be uniting force. There would be no boundaries, there will be no borders. If you today travel to Europe, you just cross one country, you're not stopped anywhere. You even don't know you've entered into Germany, or you entered into Belgium, or you entered into France. That is the situation we thought SAARC would do. But it hasn't come to that level. We have problems now with another neighbor in the east, in the south, very major problem with them. And we have problems emerging also with Bangladesh, we have emerging with Nepal, with Pakistan we have anyway this thing. This is unfortunate. I think Vajpayee tried to mend fences. Even after Kargil, he invited Musharraf to come to India, which was a tremendously bold step when the animosity against Pakistan was at the height after Kargil. I think Modi needs to develop, because he has not been on the national scene. He was mostly stuck in Gujarat. He needs time. I hope he gets that time, that where he may emerge as next Vajpayee, but I don't know whether that will happen.
What is your view on the functioning of the J&K government right now? Is it working?
You see, if it was working, then you wouldn't have asked me this question. Your question itself shows that is not working. Even if Mr. Modi gives 90,000 crores, as they are saying in the press, what does that mean? If people are not kept together, if we don't fight for one state of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, and we divide it, you may build golden roads, silver roads. You may give everything. Nothing will change this heart. First, you have to mend human heart. And there, the Prime Minister has to take steps of seeing that this religious divide does not polarize into something very big. He has to take steps. And he must take steps. Even if he has to annoy RSS. He is India's Prime Minister. He is my Prime Minister. A Mussalman. I expect from him that the minorities feel threatened. He has to reassure minorities that there may be few fools, but I am here to fight for you. That is what is needed by India.
Last time you were here, in the idea exchange, you had said that Omar has a long way to go, and he's very different from you.
Yes.
So, as somebody who's now leading the party, do you think he has evolved as a leader?
Yes, he has evolved as a leader. Only difficulty is that I am very free with people. He has, he's not yet opened up like Farooq Abdullah. He wouldn't dance on the floor. He wouldn't sing like I sing. I'm a very different man, somehow, to him. He is reserved in many things. And he has very strong likes and dislikes. Farooq Abdullah can forgive. I wonder whether Omar has that in him as yet.
So, as the alliance with the PDP happened with the JNK, for government in JNK, we heard that there were talks with your party as well. Emissaries were sent, and Omar also met Ram Madhav here in Delhi. So at what point would you have decided, or it didn't work out? Why it didn't work out?
You see, I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
So I could not really, I didn't take part in the elections, nor did I know what was the thing. When the emissaries came and met me in London, I told them the man who will decide will be Omar. I cannot tell Omar to do anything because he has been the man who is holding the torch. And I think the major problem was the RSS. Omar was not comfortable, nor was the party comfortable, that the RSS may play a major role, and RSS had no existence in Kashmir, where it may have existence in Jammu. Omar did not feel National Conference should be the one to carry RSS into Kashmir. And so it broke down. He was not ready to compromise with BJP.
So this wasn't the case during when you joined the NDA.
You see, because, let me tell you, I was the man who joined Vajpayee ji, and we supported him. Omar joined his government. But then Omar wanted to leave immediately after Gujarat incident. I was the man who said, no, you stay. Because Vajpayee asked me, look, this fellow is important for us, for the nation. And he is doing very well. But Omar wasn't comfortable. Omar kept on telling me, Dad, I can't stay. Not at all. After what has happened in Gujarat. And therefore, I had to finally agree to Omar leaving. Otherwise, you couldn't get a better man than Vajpayee. Unfortunately, his health dropped.
In your state, there is also a polarization which is happening between the Jammu region and the Kashmir region.
Yes, I said that.
And especially in the recent past, especially with those incidents of the trucks being stopped and people being lynched. And the tensions are rising between the two regions.
Yes.
There is a confliction with the religion.
Yes.
So how do you look at it, and what is NC going to do to bridge that divide? Because NC has become very weak in the Jammu region.
You see, let me tell you, the divide is growing. There's no doubt about it. And it's all because of political birth that people want. BJP thinks that it can win by dividing people on the line of that as much as communalization. And earlier they used to say that Jammu ka kuch fund nahi milta hai, Kashmir sara front kha gaya. Now they can't say because they're in power themselves. That used to be the plank they used to use, that Ladakh and Jammu is not getting anything, Kashmir is getting everything, and that is the big thing on which they used to get hardly 10, 12 seats. Suddenly Modi's emergence and Hindu wave, they got the majority. Now they want to stick to that majority anyway. But I don't think they will be able to hold it, because the secular forces in Jammu are also there. There is not all communal forces. Please remember one thing. Jammu has also secular forces, and secular forces are going to emerge in the next election. Whenever that next election takes place, there will be.
Is NC doing something to...
Yes, NC is doing. We are all the time moving. My singing the song the other day is to tell people we have nothing against you. As far as cow eating is concerned, Islam is very clear about it. Islam says, don't do anything which will harm the other person, or the other person will feel threatened.
So my question is related to this. Today we have headlines that the Chief Minister of Haryana has said that Muslims can stay but not eat beef. And there's so much talk about the beef.
He says, if Muslims have to live, who the hell is he? He's not my commander-in-chief. I am Muslim. I live in India because this is my nation. He's not going to tell me whether I can live here or I can't live here. I would have slapped him on his face and told him, learn first the history and then speak. You can't denigrate a Mussalman. Mussalman fought for this nation as much as anybody else. He should read the army history when Kashmir battle was being fought. Brigadier Usman died in Jhangad. He was a Mussalman. There are Muslims and Hindus who gave their life and continue to give their life even today to protect our borders, that we can sleep in peace. Does he not know that? And he tells me that if you have to live here, who the hell is he to tell me whether I can live or not live? I'm as much a citizen of India as he is. He doesn't enjoy anything else. He's also got only one vote. Tell him on my behalf.
People like chief ministers talking like this, do you think something from the top, that is to say, you talk about Vajpayee, but Mr. Modi, that,
I think Mr. Modi should shut him down and tell him this is not the language that he should use. Because this is the language which will create terrible bitterness for people who believe we are part of India, for us in my land. They will tell me, what are you trying to say to us? See what their man is saying. What do I tell them? That there are mad people also in India, as we have mad people in Kashmir, who continue to say, we'll become part of Pakistan. खाते हिंदुस्तान का है, कमाल तो ये है, और बात करते हैं पाकिस्तान।